It's my privilege. I don't know how much I deserve, or maybe I don't know if I deserve to be a guest of honor. I just passed out 10 years back. Thanks a lot for being here. It's a privilege to be back in GITAM University all the time, and especially E&I department. Let me be pardon me for not being modest for about a couple of seconds. I and my batch of class of 2007 feel and take the pride in reviving the culture of organizing technology fests in GITAM in 2007 with Interface 2K7. We at least own that pride with full and 100% wholehearted pride that we take in telling everybody today that the logo that you've used and the tagline that you used were created by my own batchmates. Well, I'll take about 10 minutes of all of your time. The views that are going to be expressed are purely my own, and I would like to express my views by talking about recent developments, drawing comparisons from the past, and referring to the future, especially on opportunities that did not exist in the past but exist today and tomorrow. All right, so let me start here from the place where I started my career, GITAM University, my alma mater. When I joined engineering in 2003, Google was not the first thing to go when we got a doubt. Google was not the first thing to go for answers. Google was not common for us. But by the time I completed my engineering in 2007, Google had become a god of clearing doubts for all of us. I still remember we used to wait for our slots at e-learning center in the library building for our slots to use the internet those days. Internet back our home didn't have a speed internet connections. We all the time that we could probably boast about is 256 kbps. It was the same time a lot of other things happened during my stay in GITAM. There was no Orkut, there was no Bluetooth, there was no YouTube, there was no e-commerce, many things like that. But then, by the time I was walking out of this place in 2007, all of them have become part of our daily lives. Well, if I have to look at it in a different way, the world around me has changed in those 4 years. I was thinking about how can I be part of this change that will only become faster and faster ever than before. Then I decided I should probably take up a higher studies which would give me an opportunity to learn about more opportunities. I decided to quit the placement that I got from the campus. I decided to quit and went on to do my master's at IIM Calcutta. All this while, after 2007, from the time I left this place until date, there's so many other things kind of amazed me, especially Facebook, tablets, smartphones, cloud computing, internet companies, Mars machine, Indian Premier League, or 20 people in 20s setting up companies, making it big, selling it big, 15 Indians listed under top young achievers, top 30 young achievers in the world, and the list goes on with the recent inclusion of India's representation at the top of the world's famous organizations like Google, Microsoft. So all of this have just happened from the time I left this place and today, while I'm speaking to you in front of you. For me, it's more than that. For me, personally, my friends in the closest network even amazed me more. One of my friends runs a company, who's a computer science engineering graduate from the same college, runs a company that designs mobile applications. He did not learn about anything about mobile softwares when he was in the college because mobile softwares weren't existing those days. Excuse me. There's another friend of mine today who sets up a butterfly farming, sells butterflies to resorts and makes money. There's another friend of mine, very interestingly, he set up a tech automation company, a mobile-based technology automation company in 2014. He sold it last year to Flipkart at more than 100 crores. And it's just not just all. A close Telugu friend of mine, for his company, he raised about 500 crores in less than 10 months to run his company. So those people like this of my closest network amazed me now and then every time I moved in my life. When I was in this college, it was in fact great to know. It was kind of surprising for us. The technology is breaking through its greatest innovations ever happened in the history to cater heart surgeries. And it was a laser heart surgeries. I also worked with the beloved head of the department with the small guidelines from her on the myocardial laser revascularization, something related to laser heart surgery. And the highly instrumentation engineers are contributing towards manufacturing these medical instruments. Today, what amazes me is that same kind of engineers work for Mercedes-Benz to create a sound for the Mercedes-Benz door, a sound that creates a sound that gives you a feeling of excellence, exuberance when you close it and open it. Also, in the last 6 years, if you look at it, most of the advertisements that you see are pre-screened with the electroendographs. Ad during the pre-production stage is shown to about 60 people in a room. All of them are fitted with electroendographs, and the electroendographs record the brain's performance or brain's processing, how it is viewing the every frame of the advertisement. And these EEG instruments are designed by instrumentation engineers. And you know what? All of us kind of like the advertisement that we see today. Are we not? Compared to the old advertisements that we see. I never thought, or I also would work on projects like recommending a 5-star hotel on what fragrances, sounds, and colors to be used to make brain feel good, to make people feel good, and make them stay more and pay more. Or a project like setting up a complete e-commerce company for a France-based sports company in India. These examples tell us that we all have to look beyond. We should create ourselves to stay ahead and grab opportunities that did not exist yesterday but will exist tomorrow and today. That itself is an accomplishment. If I have to recollect some of the achievements and some of the differences between my previous generation, like maybe our parents' generation, or rather let me put it this way, people who were born before 1990, who brought up before 1990, who had their early stages of their careers in the before 90s, who did not have access to the global companies or brands, because India was a closed economy till 1991. 1991, we opened up for the foreign brands and foreign goods. If I have to compare between those two generations, their generation, the previous generation would never have thought or anticipated that 20% of the richest people among top 100 will be from India. Yes, we were not a rich country then, thanks to the liberalization. Their generation would never have thought that they will just pay 25,000 rupees and say nothing in deciding what smartphone or what tablet or what laptop to buy to their 18-year-old children. Yes, your generation is merely the decision maker at home on technology-based appliances. It's just not all. Today, if you see the advertisements, they are targeting the kids at the age of 6 and 10. Kids started shopping online. And their generation would never have thought a random song like Why This Kolagardi would be a great hit and would go viral and create waves. Yes, you are a generation of randomness. I include myself. We are a generation of randomness. I don't know, maybe we are random, but we are brave. We are brave to take opportunities. We are ready to welcome change. We are ready to welcome any new thing in our life. In a simple word, we welcome innovation in our daily lives. We change phones every now and then. First time in the history of the world, a country's GDP, a maximum percentage of country's GDP is contributed by youth, and that's India. The average age of the country is 25 years, and the average age of my country's politicians, the rulers, their average is around 60 years, and I can see that coming down. And I'm very confident that people like you will be part of it, will take a footprint, will make sure that you get into politics sooner than later, because the country needs administrators like you with a technology background to run cities, to run the country, because the cities and countries are going to be enabled with technology.
so that we are calling as smart cities. Generation growing up today are very different. I'm talking about, and I'm referring to people who were born after 2005. Or rather, let me put it, I will talk about people who are with touch technology revolution or touch technology era. I was emoted to see a nephew of mine, a 6-year-old kid, was trying to shop online shopping application on an iPad, and comes to his dad, asked to enter his credit card details to buy something. How many of us would have done that at that age? Forget about 6 years, we didn't even do that at the age of 12. Think about what's going to happen in the future. I think these examples should tell us that we have to be prepared for the opportunities in the times to come. And I want to tell you that opportunities are everywhere. You need to find yourself. Or maybe I have to tell you, you have to create yourself for the opportunities to come. And I can also tell you that we live in a country of problems. Every problem is an opportunity to solve. If there's a problem, there's a solution. If I say, if we live in a country of problems, then I think we are living in a country of opportunities. I'm happy for my alma mater, GITAM University. When I got to know from the registrar of the university, there are 25 startups mushroomed in the campus in the last 1 year. It was great to hear. Some of them probably sitting here. I'm sure if your energy, or if their energy is sustained in the right direction, we can expect a unicorn from this institution. Last 3 years have triggered the culture of setting up companies in India. Thanks to everybody, including the Prime Minister, who talks about Startup India. Many students like you look for opportunities in big cities like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Gurgaon, Delhi, etc. But I want to tell you that the future opportunities are going to be in tier 2 cities like Visakhapatnam, Patna, Bhubaneswar, etc. It is somehow sad that we haven't learned a few things from the Western countries to create opportunities sustainably, to create wealth, and to create sustainable cities. Just an example, the 43rd city in the United States of America has one of the largest companies in the world called Coca-Cola. And here in India, we talk about a single handful of cities in the country. That tells us there is a room that we have to follow, and we have to create our own wealth for ourselves. It's time for us to create wealth. It's time for us to create opportunities and grab opportunities. If people like you who have access to a good learning from universities like this, if you don't grab opportunities and if you don't be part of this journey, who else will do? I also welcome you to join us in this bandwagon in contributing to future of opportunities in tier 2 cities in India. We have recently moved, my company has recently moved our operations to Visakhapatnam, shutting down our office at Hyderabad, thanks to government of Andhra Pradesh. Very sooner than later, my operation from United States will also be moved to Visakhapatnam. Finally, I would like to say, you guys take up, all of you have to take up careers of your interest. Value addition in terms of higher studies, could it be technology or could it be management, opens up a great platform for you to pursue your interests. Make sure you go to the best place to pursue this. Pursuing at the best place would give you access for great learning. For example, I was given a project after my first year at IIM Calcutta to come up with a shopping plan strategy for one of the largest international airports in India, Delhi International Airport. It is high time that you take decision to achieve something big in life. If you ask anyone who has remarkably achieved something big in their life, ask Ratan Tata, ask anybody, they would tell you the phase of their life which is very important is between 18 and 22. That's when you are coming out of graduation college to make a 30 years of your career in your life. And this is your time for you to make that decision. We are also a generation, we all understand, and what you have to realize that we are a kind of a generation, we want to achieve everything fast. We want to travel the world, we want to have big mansion, we want to buy an expensive car. We want to achieve everything in the shortest time possible. Absolutely, they are possible. But if you want to realize them, if you want to realize those dreams, if you want to stay ahead in the race, I have to tell you that you have to think and look beyond to achieve those non-achievable. and create that non-existing privileges to the mankind. One of the jobs of engineers is always, not just one of the jobs, the job of an engineer is always to create a product, or create a next privilege to the mankind. That's what an engineer for me. And final takeaway, one last say, for all of you, create yourself for tomorrow's opportunities. Thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity.